I'm going to finish up by saying, hey, what was the link you had up before? Can you put it in the chat? Yes, I will put that in the chat because I would love to see you guys on the rooftop for brunch on April 17th, the day before the Zone of Genius Awards conference. We are going to be talking about branding through credibility, and we're going to talk about how to become an author and a TEDx speaker. With that, I'm going to pass the mic over to Crystal Lure.
Hello. Happy Monday. Oh my gosh, so great to be here. How's everyone doing? Happy Monday motivation here with Breakfast with Champions and Cruise Beyond Limits Health as Wealth community. I was navigating all of technology. I have like 10 things going on all at once. As you know, us entrepreneurs, we do. And I loved hearing the tail end of your segment, Rachel, all about the credibility and visibility of your personal brand. And so today I want to talk about how to use publishing a book to build your personal brand and your credibility, and what that has done for me in my life and my business, both personally and professionally. And I want to share with you some 3 tips, and then also an opportunity to join us here in Puerto Rico. I just moved here a couple months ago, right before Christmas, and it has been an incredible journey of personal and professional growth. So for those of you who are new to hearing my voice, happy Monday. I'm Crystal Lure Cruz with Cruise Beyond Limits Consulting. I love to help empower you to put yourself and your health first for just 34 minutes a day, so we can reduce the stress and overwhelm of life and live a more fulfilling life. And so we get to design this life that we desire. And what I have found when I talk to so many clients and people, all men and women, all over the world, I've traveled all over, and there is one common theme. Everyone has experience, and they have knowledge and skills, and they have unique talents and gifts. And what I find is so many people do not share them with the world for fear, for judgment, for other people's opinions. Our experiences have had us playing small. And I was too like that. And it wasn't until I hired a coach and I got around the Level Up community with Rachel and Araya and got on her podcast and started asking for help and partnering with other incredible people that have done these things. And if they can do it, you can too. And so those were the words that I said. If they can do it, I can too. One of my mentors, who's actually in the room here, Marcus Black, he's incredible. He did it. He wrote an incredible best-selling book. He's an author. He's a speaker. He's a game life changer. And I know he's trying to save his voice because he has so many speaking engagements, because he has put himself out there and he is pouring out his message to create impact in the world. And if he can do it, I can too. And so I was like, yes, he is the person for me. And so I partnered with him. I partnered with him on my second book. The first one was a couple years ago, and I did hire a coach, and I wasn't quite in alignment. And so I really was like, oh, I don't know if I really want to hire anybody else. But the person that I knew that was speaking into my soul was the Marcus Black. And so I just want to honor him and give him all the love and support here, and also healing prayers for him as he takes on this week to impact so many more lives with the work that he does. And he has impacted my life. And so we have partnered. And I want to share with you, though, throughout my time here with you today, some things that he has taught me. I want to give you 3 tips on how to share your message and publish your book with the world. And I want to give you some opportunities to join and link arms with us, because it changed my life the second I started going after it, and getting the right people in my corner is where I know anything is possible. And so it's limitless. And so when someone just gives you that little nudge and says, you know what, you're made for more. I see something in you. Sometimes we just need that little nudge as well. So if you have comments, feel free to unmute, on mic. I want this to be a conversation, but I want to share with you a couple things. So 3 things today. Number 1, I didn't realize I had a unique voice. And for so long, I played small and I hid behind other people's quotes and memes. And I didn't think that people would want to hear my voice. I didn't like the sound of my voice. I didn't like how energetic I was because people told me how I was too happy, too energetic. They needed 2 cups of coffee before hearing me or being in the room with me. And so I played small for a very long time. But it wasn't until someone like Marcus was in the room and he said, you know, you have a perspective, you have experience, you have a gift, you have something special. And so I am able to inspire and educate people. And that's what brings me here into Clubhouse. Marcus and Nate Forrest, a couple years ago, I met them in Vegas and they're like, hey, we have this Clubhouse, you know, like maybe you should get involved. We need health and wellness. So this is the Health as Wealth segment with Breakfast with Champions that was built with one idea. And I was so scared. I was so deathly afraid when I first started. And now you can't shut me up because I know that I'm here to inspire and educate and impact, create more impact with my unique perspective. The things that I share with the world are not new, right? It's just my version and my perspective and my unique way of sharing the message of a holistic health and wellness and being able to put yourself and your health first. And I designed a 34-minute mindset to create a unique voice that makes me unique so I can stand out in the sea of other fitness coaches and mindset coaches, right? So instead of saying, no, there's enough out there, I said, no, I have a unique voice and I get to share it. And so I really want to encourage you to stop the chatter and the noise of that it's too flooded of a market or there's enough podcasts out there with health and wellness. No, you get to share your unique perspective and your voice on the things that you have learned from your mentors. I'll share with you another one of my mentors is Brendon Burchard. I've never met him before, but I listen to him almost every single day. And guess what? He moved to Puerto Rico. He moved to Puerto Rico with his wife and he built his business and moved his business here and loved the Caribbean and loved the way of living here. And it wasn't until I heard that where I was like, that's possible for me too. But if he played small and he didn't share and he didn't go after it and take the risk to move his family and his business to Puerto Rico, I'm here living in Puerto Rico. I moved here with 10 suitcases the week before Christmas. My life flipped upside down. And I'm like, wow, someone shared their unique perspective and there was another way of living. And they showed me the way. And so I too can do it in my unique way. And so I want to share this with you because I have this unique voice. And I can't tell you how many people are like, Crystal, I'm so glad I needed this message today. And if that's you, please share that because it keeps me going. I know that if it's just one person, I show up every single day. Talk about visibility and consistency. People are like, you're so disciplined. You're everywhere. Yeah, because I have a message and you do too. And I want to hear your unique voice in your own way. And the most amazing thing that happens is that the people in my community are sharing quotes from me. They're sharing, like, it's a ripple effect. And then they're creating their own message with the Cruise Beyond Limits 34-minute mindset and doing it in their own unique way. And so it's so powerful when you know you have impact and you have a message and you have a gift and you have experiences, you have a willingness to show up no matter what, and you know that you just want to impact one life with the words that you have and the experience and the gift and the talents, you're robbing that one person that needs to hear you. So tip number 1, share your unique voice and your unique perspective on life in the world. Because you never know. You never know what it's going to do to change someone's life. So thank you for sharing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so some people are sharing messages in the comments. So I definitely just want to honor you. Annette, she's here. She's living in Puerto Rico. She's on my team. She's incredible. So does anybody have any questions here in Clubhouse that wants to unmute or unmic? Anything you want to share before we move on to the next reason why you need to publish your book yesterday? Anyone here in Clubhouse care to share? Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to move on to point number 2 of the second compelling reason you need to publish your book. Okay. So you're going to be able to share your unique voice. I have 3 books, well, 2 technically that are published, and I have 3 more that are coming out at least this year. All right. And so I bought a 10-pack. I knew that one book wasn't going to be enough. I have a lot of ideas and messages within me. And so I'm here for the journey as an author, as a game changer, as a speaker, as a mentor, and a life tour guide. I know that I have much more in me, right? And so as I continue to learn and grow through entrepreneurship, through heartache, through betrayal, through challenges with the relationships, I know that I'm going to be able to impact more people. So what this does, all right, so I have a couple books coming out and a couple more on the way. But tip number 2, I knew that I went through the process once, I can do it again, right? So once you kind of hit that milestone, you grow and you learn and I was challenged the entire way. It is a journey in itself to publish a book. But once you do it, it instantly builds an authority and credibility of your brand. So if you are, even if you're a mom or maybe you're a manager at work, like you don't have to be an entrepreneur to publish a book. You don't need to be a speaker to be an author, right? Of course, it all kind of intertwines in it and it works together to build your personal brand. But if you have an experience and you have a willingness to help others, you can build authority in your space by sharing your unique gifts and talents with the world. And you can do it by publishing a book. So this is a great way to build authority in your niche, in your market, in your work center, maybe at work. If you start a podcast or you write a book, like it instantly builds credibility. You build that street cred because it's a challenge, right? It's a growth process that you go through. And it's unpeeling the layers of your heart and your mind and your life experience and your unique perspective on the world. And so when you put that out, it's a vulnerable space and it's a journey of growth. It's personal and professional growth. And so that's why it's kind of this, at least for me, before I wrote a book, I was like, oh my gosh, I saw all of these authors and I put them on pedestals. And if you're seeing like me, like if you think I'm bragging or sharing that I have, 2 books, the 3rd one's coming out next month, and then I have another one June 1st, and then I have another one, right? It's because I've been through this growth process and I know that I need to impact more people with my message, right? But initially I didn't feel that way. I was like putting authors and speakers on these pedestals. Like I'm not popular enough, or I don't have enough followers, or who's going to listen to my message, or who's going to read my book. Right. And so I saw other people in a position of authority and credibility, and I didn't see myself in that game. And it wasn't until I put myself in the arena and went through the process, which it is a process. I'm not going to lie to you. I had to go through that. I had to break through so many negative core beliefs on visibility and the credibility and the confidence that I needed to do to work through. And I'm still working through it. And that's why I have a coach. That's why I have Marcus Black in my back pocket. Like we've partnered to be able to say like, hey, here's what's coming up for me. And he's like, nope, you need more. You can give more. I know you have more in you. And he's like, I'm going to challenge you. I'm not going to let you play small anymore. And I do the same as your coach. And I do that with all of my clients as well. I don't let you play small around me because I can see it. I know. And that's what a great coach does. They challenge you to help you reach your fullest potential. Because what happens is that everyone else can see your potential, but you sometimes can't even see the next step. And you don't always see yourself on that pedestal, but you belong up there. You belong on that stage. You belong writing that book, sharing your perspective. You've been through some hard things and you're here to tell that story. And so that's what I think is so powerful about being in a community like Rachel, like Araya, like Marcus. These are incredible people that have done the things, that have paved the way, that have gone through the tough process to build that authority and credibility in the space. And they're still growing and learning through the process as well. So no one is an expert, right? And especially with social media and the way the algorithm changes, like we have to get creative. Sometimes we got to get scrappy. And that's why we have to constantly be in a community and a support system to say, you know what? We belong. We're not meant to do this life alone. And we belong in a space that people are going to challenge us, but also cheer us on and help us be the expert in our own gifts and talents. So building your personal brand is so powerful. And everyone can have their own unique perspective on it. Like I talk about resilience and mental health and holistic wellness and working out. Guess what? Marcus does too. But does that mean that we're in competition with each other? Heck no. He has a whole nother, he has his quotes, his things, his unique way of sharing things that is different than mine. And so he pierces people's souls just like I do, but in a different way, in a different voice, in a different heart, in a different mind. And that's okay. And so if we all exclude ourselves and discount ourselves before we even show up in the arena, you're never going to build that authority. You're never going to build that personal brand and that credibility that you're looking for and that visibility, right? And so this isn't a secret that when people have a book, guess what? They want to see you on stage too. They see you more in social media. They see you going to the conferences and being asked to speak on stages and be an international speaker and travel all over. And if you see other people doing that and you say, why not you? Why? And no, that's not for me. Why not you? Yes, you can. So, but it takes a little bit of work and it takes, getting the right people in your corner so you can build that authority and credibility. And then you never know what opportunities are going to unlock. And I'll share with you, I met Marcus. We have a fun story. We met in Vegas. We were both speaking at Rachel's event a couple years ago. And we met like in the middle of the night. It was kind of weird a circumstance. And it has been a beautiful collaboration since, right? You never know. When you open yourself up to opportunities for speaking, for being an author, for sharing your message, whether it's paid or unpaid, you're building your credibility and your authority, and you're opening yourself to opportunities that you never know could be possible. And sometimes, like for me, I was like, maybe that's not part of my business plan, or maybe I'm not there yet, or I don't have enough followers yet for me to start sharing my message. And if I were to listen to that story and I would have said no to the opportunity to speak at this event, I wouldn't be standing here with you to say that I'm hosting a retreat with Marcus here in Puerto Rico next month to be able to share the way that we were able to publish my book with his system. So this isn't my system. We're collaborating in space to be able to share this message, because the second I hired him and I knew that he was the person to be able to help get my memoir and my ideas and my experiences out, he mapped it out. And it was so, I don't want to say it was easy, but it was a simple method that was relatable. It was easy for my brain to understand and for me to be coachable and show up in my own power and have the accountability and the support to be able to take my credibility and my personal brand to the next level. And so I was able to do that in just August of this past year. So I went to an event. I designed my book cover. I said I want to be an Amazon bestseller on my 40th birthday on August 27th. So I went to a business conference in Chicago in June, and I mapped out the launch of this book. I didn't have a coach at the time. I didn't know how I was going to do it. And then I was like, I saw Marcus was helping. He was doing all these book coaching with all these other people. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need him in my corner. So I sent him a message and we worked together. And I was like, do you think I could do it in 30 days? He's like, well, you're a hard charger. I know you have good work ethic. If you commit to it and that's what you want to do, I'll help you get there. And he was very realistic and he challenged me and he coached me. And I was able to get my book out and I was an Amazon bestseller in 30 days with this method. And so now I can't wait to share this with other people because it was manageable for me. So that means it can be for you too. And I'm not saying you should do it in 30 days. I would not recommend that. I definitely think we need a little bit longer of a launch plan, but I was a little aggressive and I needed a good challenge. And I had committed to myself and my launch plan, but I waited 2 months to start. And every single day that I waited to start, that I waited to hire a coach, that I waited to put my message out to the world, I was resenting me and the way that I was showing up every single day. And that, my friends, was so painful. So I want to shorten that time period of self-doubt and overwhelm for you. And if you have a message and you have a gift and you have unique experiences that you want to get out to the world and publish, and if it's within you, let's help you. Let us help you put a master plan together and a launch plan that feels good, that yes, is going to challenge you, that's going to change your life forever. This process will impact your life if you let it. This isn't just putting cute words down on a page. This is your heart and soul. And it's going to change your life. This is a process. And so, but it will also build the credibility and the authority that you're looking for in your personal brand. And most importantly, not really, I mean, yes, we want to impact the world, but how about you get to prove it and you build the credibility and the authority with yourself? How cool is that? It's like you set a goal, you challenge yourself, you start with the end in mind, and we backwards plan. We create milestones. We map it out so it's not so overwhelming and spaghetti brain in your mind. The second we map it out and we're like, okay, this is your game plan, and we're going to execute. We're going to move. This is your time. It's Super Bowl season, baby. Like let's do it. Right? And Marcus, forgive me, I'm messing up your quotes. He has a way of sharing it of analogies for football. I'm a former NFL cheerleader too, so I get football memes, or not memes, but analogies. Right? It's game time, and for me, this is retreat season. I have a retreat in 3 weeks. I have another one next month with Marcus here for the book retreat in Puerto Rico, and then I have another retreat in July in Costa Rica for women's health and wellness. So I host, this is retreat season. So this is like game time for me. This is Super Bowl season for me. It is grind. It's a challenge, and it's game time, baby. Right? So if you're like, all right, it's game time for me. I am not going to stop anymore. I am not going to play small anymore. I am not going to wait another year that it's on my vision board and I'm not an author and I'm not getting my message out to the world. So why not you? Take this time, build the authority and the credibility and the self-trust that you're going to go after it, and it's game time, and you're going to finish what you said you were going to do. Finally, put it out there. All right? And guess what? We're all in the field with you, and you got a personal and professional cheerleader to help hold you accountable, cheer you on, but yes, also challenge you and help you grow. And you can be the authority figure as well. So you're no longer excluding yourself from being in that arena, from being on the field, from putting yourself in the game. This is the game. Put yourself in the game, right? So that's number 2, build authority and credibility, not only with yourself, but with the community or the people that you want to impact. And maybe it's just for you. Maybe it's for the people, your grandchildren or your children or your children's children, that you want something that's in a hope chest, in a box that someone opens up one day. Maybe it's not maybe you're not maybe you don't want to be a bestseller. That's okay. Maybe you don't want to be on all the bookshelves. That's okay. But if you want to get a book out to create a legacy, that's tip number 3. Why you want to create a compelling reason to get your book out? Create a legacy and an impact. At the end of the game, when it's the final play of your life, what is the legacy and the impact that you want to make on the world? Are there stories being written? Are you changing the game for generations to come? Are you making a positive change in society? What is your unique gift and your unique way to impact the world? Who is it that you want to create impact with? When you close your eyes and you think about 40 years from now, what does that look like? What is the impact and the legacy that you want to make and what you want to be known for? Is it how many Netflix series you watched? And how many nights you went out drinking? Or is it how many lives you were able to impact? If you know that you want to create more impact and a legacy, then this is your time, my friends. I need you to get yourself in the game and create that legacy and impact so that the end of the game, your memories and your experiences is not just in your head and in your heart. So creating that ripple effect of your leadership, of your experience and your unique voice and your unique perspective to make the positive impact, it's worth it and you're worth it. Okay, so think about also, I mean, yes, you can create some income too. You can be put on stages, you can you can earn income from the books. But the legacy, if you want to create impact, chances are you're not going to make millions unless that's all you do. You go all in as an author. And some people do it and they're incredible at it, right? But a lot of times you're also an entrepreneur or you're a coach or you're a consultant or you're doing all these other things, right? And so having a book to create another stream of income is a great idea. But for me, I know I want to create more impact, right? Yes, the income will come, but for me, a book is like my business card. It's my ticket to the game. It says, I am worthy of being on your stage. I have a message to share, and I know that I can create impact, and I know that I will change the lives of the people that are in those seats listening to my message, and I'm going to pierce their soul by sharing my experiences and my unique gifts and my unique perspective. Because I want to create lasting impact and lasting change, positive change on the world. Shorten that time period of self-doubt and overwhelm and change the generations to come. So I know you do too, right? So consider why you do it and the how will figure itself out. If you know why and you know that it's going to pierce the souls of the people that you want to impact, you will be relentless in that pursuit. And then all you have to do is get the right people around you, put yourself in the game, publish that book, my friends, get it out there. So you have an opportunity, May 14th to the 17th. For those of you who are in Clubhouse right now, there's a link pinned at the top. This is going to be a game changer. We're going to spend 3 days together and we're going to map out your business plan. We're going to give you the opportunity we're going to show you the system, the mind mapping system to be able to create that lasting impact. Take all the gobbledygook of your life experiences and how you want to create impact in the world and map it out in a very digestible system. You're going to have a plan and you're going to have support and accountability from myself and Marcus and the other incredible people that are attending this. And you're going to have a community of support of people that you are actually going to do it, my friends. This is your year. And so why not you? Why not now? And you're going to leave with your rough draft and a plan and your book cover and experiences to last a lifetime. And this will be a milestone achievement for you. These moments have been so vivid for me. My first book that I ever published, I had the launch party. Those memories are so vivid because I'm so proud of actually doing the dang thing and putting it out. And then when I launched The Road to Resilience on August 27th, 2023, and I was an Amazon bestseller after 30 days of grinding, I was so proud. And I've been able to impact so many lives. And I have my third one coming out this month. It's the Leave No Military Spouse Behind. And then I have the men's planner coming out June 1st. And then I am too mapping out my next book at this retreat. So I'm right here with you. So we all roll up our sleeves and we do it. We put ourselves in the game, my friends. So this is your time. So I want to unmute or just hold the phone here because I just been pouring into you and hopefully piercing your heart with this message. And I want to ignite your fire. I want you to create more lasting impact. So I'll pause here. Anybody here on stage in Breakfast with Champions want to share or have any questions about the event or anything at all? I'm here for you. I'll pause here. Anyone? Okay.
Crystal.
Yes, hi.
This is Susanna.
Hello, Susanna. That's my middle name, by the way.
Ah. I love your tips. They were very touching. Just a thought, right, of creating your legacy, especially if you have kids. What are the lessons that you would like to put in a book for them? And that's something I've been thinking about. How do I leave something for my kids so they can read and not, the trauma of my life, but embracing the lessons of life and letting the light shine through dark times. And I just love your share today. Thank you.
You are so welcome. And, one of the things that, we map out this process, but one of the things that I'd like to share now, what comes to mind as you speak, are like, that's a simple way to say, you know what? I do have 3 life lessons, or I have 3 core values that have governed my life. And it's not all about the pain, it's the life lessons. It's what you do from that you can use that message and those gifts and those values to put into a book, right? And so that's a really great start, is say, you know what are my core values? What are the lessons and the legacy that I want to leave? So if you're like, no, I don't have anything to write, or I don't have anything good to write, or I don't think anyone's going to want to read this, or, I think that's just, if anything, if you do have children, something that they can say, you know what? My mom was cool, or my dad was so cool. Look at that. And even I'll never forget when my stepdaughter, she's like, you're a published author? And her eyes just lit up. She's like, oh my gosh. And this was a couple years ago. She was like 10 years old. And her eyes, or the way that she looked at me, of like in awe. Like, why can't you look in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm in awe of you. How cool is that? And that is the ultimate gift, right? Is to know that you're creating that impact and that change in people, and you get to see it in their eyes. Or maybe you don't, and you're planting seeds for lifelong lessons.
And so you just gave me chills, when your children see you and they think of you, and like you mentioned earlier, like you put everybody on a pedestal, speakers, authors, and then you never think that you could match that person's energy, but then you do it as a mom, and you pivot the way, like, this is the way we're going to do it. And then, right. And then it's just thinking of the thought of telling my children, I'm an author. They're like, oh, and I don't know, just letting you know.
So cool, right? And it makes it more real. Because, I put my pants on today. I went to the bathroom first thing when I woke up, and so did every other author and speaker on this planet. So did the president. So did every NFL player. So why not you? Okay, so I know I'm beyond time. Does anybody else care to share any messages before we close the room here? I'll make sure I catch up with all the comments.
I think we're good. We have some evening rooms. I think an evening room tonight, but other than that, I think we're good to go. We can close out.
Yes, awesome, Dora Maria. Thank you so much. All right, everyone, enjoy your Monday.
And just so you know, like, I'm excited about this retreat. It's just I'm starting a new job at the end of the month, so I will have to defer until I am able to take time off. But I definitely, it's on my bucket list, especially with Marcus. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But just letting you know that. So definitely plan to have another one.
Awesome. We will. This is just the beginning, my friend. Marcus, I know you're trying to rest your voice. Do you have anything you want to share, or are you good to go?
I just can't speak well.
I know, it's okay.
I just look forward to taking the journey. I had a mentor tell me before writing my book that if you don't tell your story, then you literally are robbing people of healing and hope, and a literal key to unlock the cage that they need to desperately escape out of. And what you've overcome in your life is the antidote. So sometimes it's difficult for you to see yourself that way and your story that way. Maybe you're not a guru. Maybe you never made $1 million. Maybe you don't have multiple business exits. It doesn't matter, because I've never had a person who was hungry ask me what were my qualifications to feed them. I never had a person who placed to lay their head ask me what was my expertise lay their head. My point is, if there's somebody who desperately needs help, they're not going to care about all those accolades and awards. I got those, and people never ask me about them. They just want to know, can you help me? How can you help me? And then I show them how I can help them, and then they're happy.
That's
and
right.
so the point for you is I want you to be able to share your story. I want you to be able to tell your story. I want you to be able to create a legacy that outlives you. And ultimately, I want you to feel proud in knowing that you made a difference and an impact. So if those of you who want to be impact makers, you want to figure out how to do all of this, you always wanted to be a published author, we got a proven method. I've helped over 70 authors in the last couple of years. Actually, that number just jumped significantly because I just launched a book with 40 collaborative authors, and that book is going bananas right now. And so that number jumps to 100. But still, the point is, if you want to come and join us in Puerto Rico in this incredible destination, do it because you can. I love y'all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I know I wasn't trying to pressure you. He's trying to save his voice, but thank you. Every single chance you pierce my heart, and you've changed my life and just been an incredible mentor. And for that, I just want to publicly thank you. And I'm going to get emotional because this is just a dream come true to be able to share this experience and my new home here in Puerto Rico with some incredible game changers and life changers and impact drivers. So please join us. If you have questions, reach out to either one of us. Happy to support you, answer any questions you have about the event. And I know this is just the beginning, and I'm sure there will be more after this, but you don't want to miss out. If this is your sign, this is your time. So have a great rest of your day. And I hope this message helps land on your heart and you go take action. Put yourself in the game. Okay. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a great week. And we'll see you next week with Monday Motivator here with Breakfast with Champions and Cruise Beyond Limits. Cheers, everyone.